The crawl space. I'd totally forgotten that.
Remember where to go?
No, but I do remember the panels were really hard to open. I wasn't allowed to go in there. What happens when I get to the closet?
You'll have to go down to the breaker box and switch it on.
All right. Doesn't sound like rocket science.
Hurry up, please.
You suck at reassuring people.
VRified Games.
The bad weather crossing Montana is amassing all the characteristics of an atypical storm. The bad turn is proving worse than expected, with above-average winds and snowfall, especially forecast for Helena National Forest Natural Reserve. The National Weather Service warns residents to follow all instructions given by local authorities and to avoid all unnecessary travel. Some concerned meteorologists are comparing it to the storm that hit Billings in 1955, with 42 inches of snow falling over a single night. Are we heading into the mother of all winters in Lewis and Clark County?
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. If you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you'll notice something is jarring here, something is missing. There's no Ed, there's no Carl, okay, they're gone. What you're witnessing at the moment is VRified Games at an unexpected mature level, okay? Now the reason for this is the game and the subject matter. It's not something that should be joked around about or laughed about, so for that reason Ed and Carl and all of that stuff, it's thrown by the wayside for this, okay? The subject matter deserves more respect.
The smell. It's all I remember from the night we departed 10 years ago.
Okay, and if you can tell by the title, it's a very dark, very serious subject matter. Now, if you or anyone you know is experiencing kind of difficulty in your lives or have kind of questionable thoughts that you will see in the video coming up, please just talk to somebody. Just talk to somebody. That is the biggest thing. There is this kind of stigma around mental health where people just don't talk about it. And that shouldn't be the case, you guys. And there are resources out there. So please, if you feel you need to, do talk to someone. Okay? Alright, with that out of the way, we are looking today at the suicide of Rachel Foster. Now, yes, the subject matter is quite dark. The game itself is a very compelling mystery thriller. In the style of, say, a Stephen King short story. That's the kind of style they're going for with this. Now, it is what's known as a walking simulator, yes, absolutely.
The attorney said to check the office first. It should be just beyond the Mountain Museum at the end of the stairs to the main floor, if I remember right.
And believe it or not, personally I do think that walking simulators are one of the better use cases for VR. They can be relaxing, they can transport you to another place. You can forget about your own troubles for a little while in a walking simulator, especially in VR.
Thank you for calling. Please leave a message.
Now, contrary to what I just said, walking simulator slash horror slash thriller, maybe that's not something you want to be in, but you guys, the suicide of Rachel Foster from the get-go will grab you. The acting, the narrative, it's really on a high level. Really, really good. It'll suck you in. You'll want to know what is going on with this mystery, what happened to this girl, Rachel, etc., without going into spoilers.
911 emergency. How can I help you? What's your emergency? Hello? Can you hear me? What's your emergency?
Mr. McGrath, hi, it's Paulie from Century Telephone Company. I'm sorry to bother you, but as I told you last time, the company requires cutting off the telephone service to delinquent customers. I'm really sorry, Leonard, but my hands are tied. We have to go ahead. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Yeah, Nicole, it's Jenkins, the attorney. The hotel chain that wants to take over your hotel has just dumped a mammoth holy Bible of documents on my desk that I need to check through. I have to personally go to the county land registry office before we meet. Listen, I know you didn't want to go to your father's funeral, but now the hotel is entirely your property. The law requires you to assess its condition before putting it on the market. It's very noble of your mother to want to repay that poor girl's family, Rachel. Not everyone would deprive themselves of such a sum. Anyway, it's up to you now. Get to it. I'll bring you a burger you Portland folks can only dream of. Oh, I left you some notes and a master key on the dining room table of your family's old apartment. Start your rounds from there. Give me a couple of hours. Don't run off, all right?
We should have hired a decent attorney from Portland, Mom, not this potato head. Come on, let's do this.
Now, what are we doing here? Well, we're playing the game with UEVR. Now, as previously mentioned, the game is a walking simulator. It has elements of point and click, where you look at an object, point at it, investigate, find out what's going on. That's the kind of game you're into here. Now, we've made some adjustments to make it more VR-centric. And while adjusting the camera has had the great benefits of reducing head bobbing and unwanted movements and animations from the character, it also has some unforeseen side effects where it affects the cutscenes, especially the opening narrative. So to get around that, we've made a toggle, numpad 0, just press that. If you notice anything kind of strange or weird with the display, like say you're angled at a wrong degree or the camera's no longer attached to the character, that kind of thing, just hit numpad 0, it'll correct itself, hit numpad 0 again when you're in the gameplay proper. Now with that, let's go and see what adjustments we've made. So no longer do you point and click with a mouse and keyboard. Now you point with your right controller in 6 degrees of freedom. You can pick up and examine an object as though you're actually holding it in real life, not just rotating it with mouse and WASD. Now, due to the nature of how this was recorded, the UI on the desktop in the UEVR injected game stays center. However, when you're playing this game with our profile, the UI is actually attached to your right controller. So you do literally have to point your controller at an object to pick it up and investigate it. But that won't be evident in this video because it's capturing from the desktop where the UI is centered to the desktop.
Everything's here exactly the same as when me and Mom left 10 years ago. It's so... Doesn't matter. Quick tour, nothing more, Nicole.
Victims in the last 3 days. The snow plows are ready, but we're waiting for the intensity of the snowfall to... There will be possible blackouts in the more isolated areas. Make sure your generators are in good condition with stockpiles of fuel. Instructions: refrain from going outside unless the isolated ports return home.
This is the manager's key my mom wouldn't give me when I was little. I'll need a master key for the guest rooms, though.
When we loaded up the game initially, the scale of the objects were all wrong. They were all either too big or too small. They were all over the place. So we've gone in and manually tried to rescale the objects to get them as close as how we feel, just by eyeballing it, how we feel they would look in real life.
What is this, a joke? Hello?
Can you hear me? Is this Miss McGrath?
Wilson. McGrath was my father's.
This is Helena Federal Emergency Management Agency. My name is Irving Crawford. Mr. Jenkins told me you'd be arriving.
Mr. Jenkins is a very enterprising man.
Oh, I guess so. I wouldn't know.
I'm kidding.
Oh, right.
Any reason for your call, Irving from Federal... whatchamacallit?
I'm calling to assist you during your stay at the hotel.
What?
The timberline is old but sturdy. You'll enjoy your stay, and be safe, no problem. The furnace, wiring, it's all under control.
Oh, okay, enough.
What?
I don't know what Jenkins told you, but I have zero intention of staying here longer than, let's say, 20 minutes.
Oh. But the storm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm leaving straight away.
Maybe you're not aware.
Thanks for everything. Irving, right?
Irving. Yeah.
Bye.
Now, frustratingly, the objects seem to be divided into 3 subcategories. So, if you adjust the scale for an object in one subcategory, it will adjust the scale for all objects in the same subcategory.
This place is a real mess. Never thought to find anything like that.
For example, I found a spirit level in the basement. It's the only spirit level I found in the game in its entirety so far. And it was the size of a pen. Okay, so I got the tool out, got UEVR out, rescaled it to make it look as though it's an actual spirit level I was holding in my hand. Fine, no problem. Went back upstairs and suddenly the wine bottle that I went to investigate was suddenly the size of a wine barrel.
Hello?
Hey, you still there, Irving?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm still here, Miss McGrath. I mean, Miss Wilson.
When you said this shack was sturdy...
Oh, that's what I was trying to tell you before. Around these parts, the weather...
How much time do I have to move?
The snow piles up pretty quick, and some parts over 3,000 feet are already icing over.
I gotta risk it.
You're not thinking of taking the car?
Yeah?
Nicole, listen. If your car breaks down, we can't come get you. Not even with tanks.
Whatever happened to Miss Wilson?
Sorry about that. I just,
Nicole is fine. That said, thanks for everything. Again. Thanks.
Seriously, if you ended up out there with your car gone dead, with 12 inches of snow and 20 degrees below zero, your lungs would collapse in a few minutes.
I remember how things work in the mountains. Luck doesn't exist.
As a FEMA agent, I have to insist...
You know, you're not the first man.
To do what?
To try and stop me.
Hey, wait!
Bye! What can go wrong? I have a 1986 Dodge.
That's the kind of thing I was up against, so I wasn't able to scale every object correctly, but by my estimation it's about 90% there. Some objects are either too big or too small, but it's only like a handful left. Now I'm going to keep looking because, yeah, this is driving me crazy. I want to get it, so I'm going to keep looking, and if I do find a way to scale individual objects outside of subcategories, I will of course do that. But for now, this is what we have. We're about 90% there.
I won't stay here a minute more. No way. The attorney, he'll take care of everything. Fuck all this.
There was also a script made for the VR Companion FreePie VR gesture system that Officer created. If you've seen our video on Dead Island UEVR, you know what we're talking about. It's basically this add-on that you can use with UEVR to add gesture-based motion controls to your games. So how does that work in this game? Well, there are text options that you can choose, and this is another point of frustration. Nothing to do with UEVR, it's the game itself. Although you have full controller support, although you have keyboard and mouse support, you cannot rebind them, okay? That's problem number one. Problem number two, the option to change which text you want to use in a conversation is bound to the mouse wheel up and mouse wheel down. Yeah, so even though you have full controller support, you can't choose the dialogue option. It's like, what? Devs, come on. So we've had to use this FreePie script that was created by a user on the forum to play the game properly.
Tell me you changed your mind.
You there?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, right. It's a direct line.
I can't find my car keys. My fucking car keys. I left them on the seat.
You sure?
Think so. Maybe someone...
No. Listen. This office is about 12 miles from the hotel as the crow flies. It's 40 miles by road. There's nothing or no one in between, and that's not a good thing right now.
Damn it, I knew it.
Oh, maybe the keys are in your pocket.
Wow, that didn't even cross my mind.
Only trying to help.
Yeah, that was kind of bitchy.
No problem. The keys will turn up. The good news is that we have these new cell phones. That's what they call them. Radio doesn't reach out there. I bypassed the signal to create a direct line through a shortwave sequencer. It's like a two-way radio station that's always open.
This place. I vowed to never come back.
Listen, I might only be a voice, but remember I'm here for you. If you need me, just call. Seriously.
Ugh. Fine.
Talk to me.
I can't open the garage door. It's a conspiracy, damn it.
Stuff freezes up with the cold.
I have to get out of here. I'm not sure you get it. Look. I left this place 10 years ago. I had no idea I would have to come back here, let alone stay a night.
Nicole, I know your story. Everyone in the valley knows it. Your father, Rachel.
What? Let's just forget it.
I didn't want to be out of line.
Don't mention the past.
Okay.
Now you can find links in the description for how to set all of that up. Very, very simple. Firstly, from the link in the description, download the files you need. Open up UEVR, go to import profile and import the profile there.
Hey, found anything useful?
No. No keys. No garage door. I can't get out of here without freezing. Christ.
It's probably only for a night. The conditions might get better tomorrow.
They might?
Look, I'll be on duty all day. Call me when you want. Even just to talk.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Irving.
Just doing my job. Nicole?
Yeah.
If I may.
What?
I'd like to give you some advice.
If it comes with the job.
You're safe up there. Just relax. It'll be fine. Okay. Later.
I can't believe it. I'm stuck. Shit.
For the VR Companion, firstly, open up the VR Companion. Hit Run Script from the drop-down menu. Choose Suicide of Rachel Foster. Hit Run Script again. And that's it. That's your motion control setup. So now when there's dialogue on screen and you point your controller up or down, you'll be able to choose the dialogue as though it were an actual VR game. So the game itself now feels very, very good. Almost native.
Hello?
You still there?
Is that a joke?
Yeah.
Well, you're improving. What's up?
Oh, nothing. I mean, just wanted to say, you got everything you need to have a smooth night. But you should take a look at the main power system. You know, no one's been up there since...
Leonard's death.
5 days might not seem like much, but the timberline has an age.
I don't know. When I lived here, I was only a kid. I can barely find the bathroom.
Well, that's a good start.
Like, at least I won't wet myself?
No, I didn't mean...
Don't blush, kid. I was just kidding.
Oh,
I'll call if I need you.
You have to do a lot of tweaks as well to visuals to get it working correctly. This is one of those older Unreal 4 games that had some tinkering under the hood, so it took some time to get things looking how we like them. So yes, this is another game that I would call a hidden gem, because prior to the release of UEVR, it's a game I knew about, but never played because, you know, it wasn't in VR. I did try it with Vorpex. Oh, a couple of years back I tried it with Vorpex, but I found the 3D to be lacking, and there was a lot of visual glitches with the Vorpex implementation, so I didn't play it. But I'm kind of glad that I can now experience this game in VR for the first time, having an absolute blast with it. As the game itself is set in the early 90s, There's a lot of nostalgia for me. Like, I feel right at home. Oh god, I'm old.
Irving, it's me again, obviously. I could really use a shower.
Sure, you'll just need to turn on the furnace for the hot water.
Oh, my mom never wanted me to go down there, but I loved that place. Full of little spiders.
A real country bumpkin.
Oh, I was a pest. Now, I think I even forgot how to get there. I forgot almost everything about this hotel. Funny, right?
People forget what hurts, I think.
Never enough, Irving. Never enough.
Yeah. Well, furnaces are always in the basement. You won't have trouble finding it.
Is there something else I should know, like, to survive?
Well, don't expect a 5-star menu.
Oh, really?
You could survive for months with what's in the pantry.
Let me guess. Canned beans, right?
Bean soup, baked beans, potatoes and beans, bean broth.
Starving suddenly seems like an acceptable option. Irving,
Are you at the furnace?
he's waiting for me. He's down there.
What? Who?
Old farting ghost.
Wait, what did you say? Old farting...
I used to hide down there with hotel guest kids and wait for old farting ghost to come and get us.
Farting... the furnace?
Yeah. When Leonard found out, he almost choked laughing.
Your father laughed about stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, that's long gone.
How's it going?
It looks real complicated.
Furnaces are all the same. Can you see the control panel?
I guess?
What does the pressure gauge read?
Huh?
The thing that looks like a clock.
Looks like 220?
Oh.
I don't like the sound of oh.
It should be more like 210 psi. Pressure's building.
You saying I have a choice between freezing or blowing up?
No. Push the green button. It's the starter.
Old farting ghost, you rank spirit! Wake up!
Huh?
Nothing, just talking to an old friend. And here he is, in tip-top shape, I'd say.
You were right. The furnace is haunted. Now you've got hot water.
You have no idea how grateful I am.
Just doing my job.
But yeah, without spoiling too much, it's a mystery thriller, narrative-driven, walking simulator slash point-and-click adventure game, retooled now thanks to UEVR for VR. There are also more than a few nods to The Shining, both the Stephen King story and the Stanley Kubrick movie. For starters, the main setting, you are alone, isolated, in a hotel, in the mountains, during a snowstorm. Sound familiar?
Give me some good news.
Just letting you know that the rooms will heat up before the hallways.
I just want to go to bed.
Did you find a room you feel comfortable in?
Yeah, my old room. It's exactly like I left it. Leonard cleaned it, but he didn't touch a thing.
Same as you left it.
Exactly.
How does that make you feel?
They teach psych classes at FEMA.
Well, just being nice.
It's endearing. But I'm not 16 anymore.
There's lots of other rooms in the hotel.
No, I think I'll sleep just fine.
Okay. Irving Crawford, FEMA.
Hey,
Hey!
listen, I just wanted to say, if I came across as obnoxious...
No problemo. I get it.
It almost feels like I'm getting used to being here again. Whatever. Forget it, I'm beat, and I'm rambling.
No, from the rumors that went around the valley about when you left the hotel, and all that rush, well...
Right, I forgot. The Wilsonian mythology.
Sorta.
Now I'm just gonna chill in my room with the posters of my favorite bands, playing my old bass, totally unplugged.
You play the bass?
I suck. I wanted to thank you. Knowing that I'm not alone here is a huge deal.
Yeah, well, thank you for, listening and not freezing to death in your car.
So I owe you my life then. Wow.
It's just...
Your job. I know. Night.
Night.
Not only that, but a lot of the visual elements, a lot of the art design, the carpets for instance, all seem as though they were lifted right out of the Kubrick adaptation. Even, quite cheekily, the developers named the EXE for the game Overlook. Overlook.exe now. For those who are familiar with the story, Overlook is the name of the hotel featured in The Shining, the Overlook Hotel. So, with that in mind, and harkening back to what I said earlier about the narrative having a feel of a Stephen King short story, it seems rather apt. Now that's where the similarities end. It goes down its own rabbit hole, it does its own story. It is a fantastic story, very compelling.
Morning.
Good morning, Nicole. Get any sleep?
I slept like a rock. I forgot my bed was so comfy. So, any news?
What?
Is the situation on the roads any better?
Just, give me a sec to get it together. Maybe I need some coffee. I didn't get any shut-eye last night, and...
Wait, you didn't sleep? Like, at all?
I thought you might need something, and...
But... You didn't go home? Because of me?
I'm a workaholic. So, meteorologists are predicting a peak real soon, probably tonight. You can't move, not just yet. In theory. What do you want to do?
I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat first, then I'll think about it.
It's time for you to take a tour of the pantry.
Deal. I could eat a horse right now.
The baked beans will be scrumptious.
Absolutely highly recommended. Don't skip this game. Do not skip this game. If you like games like What Remains of Edith Finch, Gone Home, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, this is very much of that vein. It goes on sale regularly on Steam. It's definitely worth the play, you guys. Definitely worth the play. Okay, so I guess we're going to leave it there.
Nicole?
Irving, how long has it been since someone's inspected the pantry?
Inspected? You mean stocked?
I'd just like to know if I should choose between malnutrition and food poisoning.
There'll be tons of things to eat. Oh, definitely no mice or roaches. Pretty sure about that.
I was thinking more like mold, bacteria, and such.
You'll see. There's nothing to worry about.
There's some food, but it looks moldy.
Weird. I didn't expect that. There's a freezer. Take a look there.
Okay. Hey, you kidding?